Okay, everybody, this is your second video for the week, the video lecture, and this video is on the idea of inverted intervals. Taking our intervals that we have now learned, our seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, and sevenths, and the ability to invert them. And it's a very handy way to do a million things related to music in terms of transpositions or of figuring out melodic intervals, whether they go up or down. So let's discuss, before we talk about the Magic 9, let's talk about what interval inversions are. You can take any interval, say a major third from C to E, and if you flip it, you get E to C. What that major third is turned into is a minor sixth. So let me show you here. See, you can see if I take this C to E and just invert it, invert the interval, see now I end up with not C to E, but E to C. This distance is a major third, but this distance is a minor sixth. I'll show you it on the piano. Here's major third, C, oops, there's C, E, major third. Now I'm going to invert that interval. The second the inversion, that's a minor sixth. And here's a major sixth. Right? N, B, C. Whoops. So major third inverted to a minor sixth. Okay. Let's take another interval. Let's take the interval of a second, major second. If I invert C to D, I end up with this. And what that is, that's a minor seventh. So the major second inverted to the minor seventh. And you can see it here. See this major second, C D. Flip it to DC, that's a minor seventh. You're going to hear right now coming up why we call it the Magic 9. Let's take a perfect fifth. C to G is a perfect fifth. What happens if we invert the perfect fifth? See that? Well, instead of CG, do GC. A perfect fifth inverted to a perfect fourth. Right? Now, how about something crazy like a minor third? Here's a minor third. C to E flat. Here's C to E flat. Minor third. Well, so this distance, it's a minor third, C, E flat. Well, let's invert that. E flat to C. The minor third inverted to a major sixth. Now, some of you might already be able to see a pattern develop. And this is the pattern that we're going to call the Magic 9. And this is how the Magic 9 relates to our intervals. Every time you invert an interval, it's going to add up to 9. So you invert a second, and you're going to get some kind of seventh. 7 plus 2 is 9. Invert a third, you're going to get some kind of a sixth. 6 and 3 is 9. Invert a fourth, you're going to get a fifth. 5 and 4 is 9. Invert a fifth, you get a fourth. 5 and 4 is 9. If you invert a sixth, you're going to get a third. 6 and 3 is 9. And we do not have it up here, but we have the unison. So like a unison would be C-C. Here's a unison. Same note. What if we invert C-C? The unison, 1, inverts to an octave. 8 plus 1 is 9. Okay. Now let me show you another thing about those inversions that will really come in useful. Any major interval, when you invert it, will change to minor. Any minor interval, when you invert it, will change to major. The perfect intervals, because they're perfect, remain perfect. And these oddball guys, the tritone of an augmented fourth inverts to the tritone of a diminished fifth, and vice versa. All right? So, how does something like this help us in the terms of music? Well, many, many times in music, you're required to think of musical intervals and tones backwards. Problem is when people learn intervals, they always learn them forward. Up a major second, up a major third, up a perfect fourth, up a perfect fifth, up a major sixth, up a major seventh, and up an octave. Okay? Most people can do forward pretty well. Problem is when they go backwards, it can get pretty confusing. So for instance, if I were to say something like, what is a major sixth lower than C sharp? Most people will tie their brains up in the knots trying to figure out what is a major sixth lower than C sharp. But instead, if we go up, going up is easy. So instead of thinking what's down a major sixth, invert the major sixth. A major sixth inverts to a minor third. So instead of going down a major sixth, just go up a minor third. That will give you the answer. All right? So it's a lot easier to go up a minor third from C sharp. Minor third from C sharp is E. Minor third is a whole step and a half step. So if a minor third above C sharp is E, my original question was, what's a major sixth below C sharp? E. A major sixth below C sharp is E. You hear the major sixth? How about another one? What if I said, what is a minor seventh? Minor seventh below A flat. That's kind of hard to think backwards. But guess what? Instead of thinking minor seventh, flip that minor seventh to a major second. That's easy. A major second above A flat is B flat, which means that a minor seventh below A flat is B flat. And here's the minor seventh. Remember Star Trek? Also, any guitar player, piano players out there, that's a B flat 7. All right. Let's do one more of these. Let's say, would be a good one. How about a minor sixth below G flat? Minor sixth below G flat. Oh man, woo! How do you figure that out? Instead of going down a minor sixth, invert the minor sixth. Minor sixth inverts to major third. So instead of going down a minor sixth, just go up a major third. A major third above G flat is B flat. That means a minor sixth below G flat is B flat. That's a minor sixth. And again, this comes in handy a million different ways, especially for those of you who are going to continuing studying music. A lot of the other instruments, like a trumpet, tenor sax, alto sax, baritone sax, things like violas that read alto clef, bassoons and cellos that read tenor clef, etc., etc. If you know these tricks of the trade, you can easily look at, say, alto sax music, because they transpose. And knowing how an alto sax transpose, you can instantly look at alto sax music and know what note it is. And what I mean is, if you guys don't know how band and orchestra instruments work, the unfortunate thing about that is if a trumpet player is looking at his music and he has a C written, if a trumpet player plays a C, the note that really comes out is B flat. Same thing with an alto sax. If an alto sax plays a G, that's what he sees on his paper. The sound that's really coming out is a major six down. Okay, so knowing that Magic 9 really helps out a lot. Now, I have this little chart here, which shows you more of how Magic 9 is. I think this is pretty interesting. Check this out. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36, etc., etc. Look how everything adds up. 8 plus 1 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 and 0 is 9. The columns will always do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they'll go reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And no matter how many columns you get, no matter what number you multiply by 9, you will always add up the final number to 9. And the columns, no matter how many columns you end up getting, they will always go like this. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, etc., etc. If you don't believe me, get out a calculator and try it. You'll be amazed. So anyway, there's no specific homework for this stuff, but it's an amazing ability to be able to figure out melodic intervals instantly at a flash, instead of having to figure out, taking forever to figure out interval up or down. Now, as far as homework goes, just so everybody is aware, since we're talking about intervals in this assignment, this week is pretty much just a review, continued review on your intervals. So what I'm going to do for this week, I'm going to give you guys a break from any rhythm performance or sight singing factory. I'll give you a break, let you kind of catch up on things. But you will have, as far as intervals are concerned, interval ID, Tone Savvy. You're going to go to Tone Savvy and you're going to ID all intervals, seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, and sevenths. You're going to build all intervals, and you're going to hear all your intervals. May I give you a suggestion? If you're going to practice, I would maybe do something like this. Whoops. I would say, let me practice interval ID, but I'm only, and pick, I would take out all these crazy stuff. And I would say I'm only going to work on seconds and thirds right now. Just do that. Make sure it's only major, minor. Take out double accidentals. I won't give you double accidentals. And then start working on this. Okay, just start, because my assignments will be everything at once. You can do that. And you can do the same thing, especially with hearing. I would suggest to practice your hearing, go to your interval ear training, and you should start, just see if you can hear the seconds and the thirds. Can you hear them against each other? Then maybe practice hearing fourths, fifths, and a tritone. Then maybe practice just hearing the sixth. And then maybe start throwing them a few different combinations around. My assignment, you're going to be doing all of them, including the perfect octave. Okay, so that is your work for the week. You've got from here point on, you've got the new stuff with the minor scales and the minor keys, and you're going to continue to solidify your intervals. All right, guys, have a great week.